Hey there everyone, this is Jeremy, the Music Andy, and we're here today to talk about my playlist for March 2022. These are my top 20 songs from March 2022. I'll be taking one song from each artist. This is an artist that released an album in the month of March 2022. I try not to focus too much on singles that are released because I like listening to full albums and then just taking these songs off of that. So with those ground rules being said, let's just dive right into this list. Oh, I just really want to say real quick, we're very close to 100 subscribers. I know that this video series in particular, my monthly playlists, are the ones that my subscribers kind of return to the most. So thank you everybody that has been subscribing lately. It has been going very well, especially in the last week. And again, thank you very much for sticking around and watching my content. Now, this was an incredibly difficult list to put together this month in particular because this month of March of 2022 has been fantastic for music. It kind of started off a little slow, but the ending weeks have been nothing but just banger after banger. These are ranked in my most favorite to my least favorite, but again, these are my top 20 songs. I love all of these songs. There is not a single bad song in this list, at least to me. At number one, we're going to start off with, and this was very hard to do. I wish I could just shove the whole album here, but Soul Glow's Jump or Get Jumped by the Future. Lightning fast rapping. It feels like Pierce's lips are going to fall off with how fast he's going vocally. These guitars are murderous. They're malfunctioning. They're robotic. The switches between different genres being, hardcore punk to noise rock to finishing it off with screamo. It's done so well. Incredible track, incredible album. At number two, we got Clockwork Around the Ache. This is from Weatherglow. You take two of my favorite artists, Asian Glow and Weather Day, and you put them together on a collaboration album. And this track in particular is like slow motion shoegaze. It's got some noise pop in it, some lo-fi features. It is done super well. The progressions are great. The transitions, are breathtaking, and the guitars are very catching. Their ear candy on my ears. Fantastic track. At number three, we have I-85 Mix Dub from Material Girl. I really hate to just pick out a single track. Again, this is an album that you definitely want to listen to from start to finish. It has a lot of pieces that work together in it, but this particular track, experimental hip-hop, abstract hip-hop, it's got that avant-garde jazz in it. And the way that it is just delivered flow-wise and lyrically is breathtaking. Amazing, amazing track. At number four, we got The Killing Womb from Vane FM. I gotta be honest, when I was first hearing about this band, I never really dove into them because of their comparisons that they had, Slipknot, a lot of nu metal influences, and I thought nu metal was kind of on its way out. Vane FM has something to say about that. I mean, this is metalcore. This is more mathcore than it is nu metal, but this is a devastating listen. The vocals are just breathtaking with how aggressive they are, how dirty they are, and the guitars are just some of the most catching riffs and transitions and just execution that I've ever heard. I love this band. They are so technical and they are so tight. Great, great track. At number five, we have Peaking from 1-800-PAIN. This is industrial hip-hop, power noise, deconstructed club music. This is very abrasive, super loud. A lot of details to hear in this track because it has so much going on to it. Once you kind of get into how loud it is and how abrasive it is, you can kind of find yourself settling into this track. And once you settle in, it is an amazing listen. Even when you don't settle in, I still think it's an amazing listen. Number six, we have It Takes a Thief from Destroyer. And get your dancing shoes on because this is new wave, it's art pop, it's sophistopop, and it is layered super, super nicely. There is so much instrumentation being thrown at you. And again, you kind of have no reaction but to dance to this. Destroyer keeps on putting out quality, and it doesn't stop here on this track. At number seven, we have Dark Horse from Messa, and this is post-metal, doom metal, heavy psych. It is done in a very destructive but beautiful way. The vocalist on this reminds me a lot of the vocalist from a band called Fire, which is a big band experimental jazz group. The vocals are presented in a very haunting, ghostly way, but also very sexy at the same time, if I do say so myself. Great listen, great pacing, and just patience all the way throughout this track. At number 8, we have Hehe from DITZ. This is their debut album. The cover photo kind of looks like a Slipknot one, which is funny because I've just said Slipknot twice on this. But besides that, this is noise rock, post-punk, post-hardcore. It is done in a very creative way. This is kind of my wheelhouse of genres. It is super interesting as a listen. Very patient and very nice pacing and transitions all throughout this. Great group. Really going to keep my eye out for them. Number 9, we have Envision from VR Sex. Deb from Drab Majesty, if you are familiar with it. This is their side project. It is dark, it's sinister, but in its true Drab Majesty fashion. It is done in a very upbeat and danceable way at the same time. You know, this is dark wave, gothic rock, and it is some of the best that I've heard from VR Sex in a while. I am a big fan of this group. Number 10, How Can I Not Know What I Need Right Now from Charli XCX. This is coming off of the Deluxe album. The original album kind of took me by surprise. I thought it was going to continue in that more experimental route, but Charli played it a lot more reserved. And now with this Deluxe version, Charli just kind of hit me over the head with a sack of rocks, completely left me, dazed and confused because this is her old stuff. This is the hyper pop, the electro pop, and it's done in an experimental way. Amazing track. All 4 of the Deluxe tracks were great. Number 11, we have Trench from Gridiron. If you're familiar with my review on this one, this is a very adrenaline-packed album. It has, beat-down hardcore, it's got metalcore, it's got rap metal in it, and it's nice to see people doing rap metal besides, like Limp Bizkit, because Limp Bizkit isn't that great, and I think that Gridiron is doing this in a very creative way, and they're playing around with a lot of sounds, and they kind of just nailed it on this one. Amazing track, full of energy, blistering drums. Number 12, Super Plug from Benny the Butcher. East Coast hip-hop on that boom bap style on the drums. It has a slow piano walk on this, and with storytelling of being on the streets, being a plug, selling for a living to provide for the ones that you love. Great track. Love the detail on this one. Love Benny going into very personal detail about the events that have happened in his life and how he ended up where he is now. Number 13, we got Melt Session 1, Denzel Curry. Denzel continues to put out quality work. Every single one of the albums, all fantastic. This track in particular with Robert Glasper is done in a very nice way. It's done in a very contrasting way. Denzel kind of has this low direct flow, and Glasper kind of makes an instrumental that's a lot more floating, a lot more mysterious. And with both of these together, fantastic track. Again, Denzel's no slouch in the booth. Great lyrics on it as well. Number 14, we got Athlete on the Bench from Drug Church. Super catchy song. The guitars are great on this one. Pat's vocals on this one are raspy. They're snarky. It's got a nice teenager angst kind of energy throughout this one. Kind of track that you want to mosh to, and then once the mosh is over, you kind of want to hold each other by the shoulders and all embrace each other. Fantastic. Number 15, we got Midnight Sun from Nilufer Yanya. Indie pop, indie rock, art rock. It's done in a very Radiohead-esque way, especially the guitars. The transitions and progressions on this one make it a very full listen. And Nilufer's vocals, very soulful. I have nothing but good things to say about this track. It just works. Go out on a drive late at night and put this on and it just works. Number 16, this is 500 from Your Old Droog. Slow string section on this one to make the beat. It's got that boom bap. Again, on the drums, East Coast hip hop. More introspective thoughts about living on the streets and what it takes to survive. This is more focused on like alienation and isolation and just being kind of a reject from society, not following the traditional path that everybody else has done. Number 17, and this is probably going to make a few people mad that it's this low, but I can't help it. It's just the way I feel about it. Is Saoko from Rosalia. Super gritty bass on this one. Dirty club song. The vocals on this are fantastic. They're being chopped and skewed and distorted. At the end, it's very playful. I just wish that this track maybe progressed a little bit more or was a little bit longer, but if that's my only complaints, then, I mean, it's still a fantastic track. Great tones and great vocal delivery. Number 18, Faint of Hearts from Folly Group. This is from an EP that they just released. It's kind of that old school post-punk vibes going in on this one. Very noodly but angular guitars on this one. Very catchy on it. It has a double snare hit on it that does this clap. It's a, and I don't know why, but every time I hear it, it attracts me like a bee to honey. I hope to hear more from this group. I think that they're in a right light. I think that they just tweak a few things and make progressions a little bit deeper, a little bit more complex. This is going to be a very solid group to come. Number 19, Cannibal Capital from Gorilla Toss. And I am a very big Gorilla Toss fan. This album is a lot more in a new wave kind of approach, a noise pop approach, kind of an art punk approach. They used to be a lot more dance punkish. Not so much on this one. A lot of neo-psych vibes going on. The synth that is on this piece is destructive. It's noisy. It's full of so much gain. The lyrics on this are fun. The melodies are fun. Great listen. Lastly, at number 20, we have Bethel Woods from Midlake. And Midlake was a band that I kind of counted out. They didn't release anything for about 9 years. They lost their big vocalist, but they still put out a very quality track. This is, it's psychedelic folk. It has a lot of great progressions, transitions, haunting vocals, hazy guitars, chopped up drums. I don't know. This just works very well to me. It kind of has, again, another Radiohead vibe. Not saying that Radiohead is the gold standard for music, but it is funny that I said it twice again, just like Slipknot. What did you think of my playlist? What did you think of my top 20 songs? Let me know what your top 20 songs are. I would like to get the community giving me back a little bit more on your guys' preference, because I don't have anything wrong with it. I'm putting myself out there. I'm talking about what I like. I'd love to hear what you guys like. And if I'm just being an idiot and some of these were suck-ass songs, let me know. Probably that 1-800-PAIN song, if some of you do check it out, you're probably going to hate it. So let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe, like the video, engage with it. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Again, thank you all for the ones that have subscribed and continue to watch these videos. I was going to do every other day videos, but now it kind of seems that I'm doing everyday videos because I really enjoy doing this. So thank you, everybody, again.